Welcome back. I'm finished charging. I was out shopping a little bit foods. So let's finish reading the F-A-18. I not touch anything, but you cannot do that. Then you cannot read again. You have to leave it like this and not touch the computer at all. But they're so long, they take more than 2 hours to read. Takes more like 2.5 hours to read this long one. I think the longest one takes like 3 hours.
'93 present. 6 Morts 1 1990 present. 2 NASA's Armstrong Flight Research Center, formerly Dryden Flight Research Center, 3 F/A-18s in use. Former operators, edit. Australia. 1 Royal Australian Air Force. 1 Number 3 Squadron RAF 1985-2017, converted to F-35O. 2 Number 75 Squadron RAF 1988-2021, converted to F-35O. 3 Number 77 Squadron RAF 1985-2020, converted to F-35O. 4 Number 2 Operational Conversion Unit RAF 1985-2019, converted to F-35O. 5 Aircraft Research and Development Unit. United States. 1 United States Marine Corps. 1 VMFA 115 1985-2023, to convert to F-35C. 2 VMFA 122 1986-2017, converted to F-35B. 3 VMFA 134 1989-2007, Marine Corps Reserve, placed in Carter status. 4 VMFA 142 1990-2008, Marine Corps Reserve, placed in Carter status. 5 VMFA 212 1988-2008, disestablished. 6 VMFA 235 1989-1996, disestablished. 7 VMFA 251 1987-2020, to convert to F-35C. 8 VMFA 314 1982-2019, converted to F-35C. 9 VMFA 321 1991-2004, Marine Corps Reserve, disestablished. 10 VMFA 333 1987-1992, disestablished. 11 VMFA 451 1987-1997, redesignated to VMFART 501 April 2010, converted to F-35B. 12 VMFA 531 1984-1992, disestablished. 13 VMFA, AW, 121 1989-2012, converted to F-35B. 14 VMFA, AW, 225 1991-2020, converted to F-35B. 15 VMFA, AW, 242 1991-2020, converted to F-35B. 16 VMFA, AW, 532 1993 2007, disestablished. 17 VMFA, AW, 533 1992 2023, converted to F-35B. 18 VMFART 101 1987 2023, disestablished. 2 United States Navy. 1 VFC 12 1990 2021, Naval Air Reserve Force. 2 VFA 15 1986 2017, disestablished. 3 VFA 22 1990 2004, initially converted to F-18E Super Hornet, 2004-2007, subsequently converted to F-18F Super Hornet, 2007 present. 4 VFA 25 1984-2013, converted to F-18E Super Hornet. 5 VFA 27 1991-2004, converted to F-18E Super Hornet. 6 VFA 34 1996-2019, converted to F-18E Super Hornet. 7 VFA 37 1990-2018, converted to F-18E Super Hornet. 8 VFA 81 1988-2008, converted to F-18E Super Hornet. 9 VFA 82 1987-2005, disestablished. 10 VFA 83 1988-2018, converted to F-18E Super Hornet. 11 VFA 86 1987-2012, converted to F-18E Super Hornet, but in the process of converting to the F-35C Lightning II. 12 VFA 87 1986-2015, converted to F-18E Super Hornet. 13 VFA 94 1990-2016, initially converted to F-18F Super Hornet, 2016-2023, subsequently converted to F-18E Super Hornet, 2023 present. 14 VFA 97 1991-2015, converted to F-18E Super Hornet, but currently operating the F-35C Lightning II. 15 VFA 105 1990-2006, converted to F-18E Super Hornet. 16 VFA 106 1984-2018, Fleet Replacement Squadron for USN and USMC, operates F-18E/F, Legacy F-18A/ and /B/C/D Hornets phased out in 2018. Converted to F-35C. 17. VFA 113 1984-2016, converted to F-18E Super Hornet. 18 VFA 115 1996-2001, converted to F-18E Super Hornet, but will soon switch to the F-35C Lightning II. 19 VFA 122 2010-2013, Fleet Replacement Squadron for F-18E/F, Legacy F-18A/ and /B/C/D Hornets phased out in 2013. 20 VFA 125 1980-2010, disestablished. former Fleet Replacement Squadron for USN and USMC aircraft transferred to VFA-122 and Legacy F/A-18 A/B/B/C/D Hornets phased out in 2013. Currently F-35C Fleet Replacement Squadron. 21 VFA-127 1989-1996, disestablished. 22 VFA-131 1984-2018, converted to F/A-18E Super Hornet. 23 VFA-132 1984-1992, disestablished. 24 VFA-136 1985-2008, converted to F/A-18E Super Hornet. 25 VFA-137 1985-2003, converted to F/A-18E Super Hornet. 26 VFA-146 1989-2015, converted to F/A-18E Super Hornet. 27 VFA-147 1989-2007, converted to F/A-18E Super Hornet, but currently operating the F-35C Lightning II. 28 VFA-151 1986-2013, converted to F/A-18E Super Hornet. 29 VFA-161 1986-1988, disestablished. 30 VFA-192 1986-2014, converted to F/A-18E Super Hornet. 31 VFA-195 1985-2011, converted to the F/A-18E Super Hornet. 32 VFA-201 1999-2007, Naval Air Reserve Force, disestablished. 33 VFA-203 1990-2004, Naval Air Reserve Force, disestablished. 34 VFA-204 1990-2022, Naval Air Reserve Force, converted to F-5N/F Tiger II. 35 VFA-303 1990-1994, Naval Air Reserve Force, disestablished. 36 VFA-305 1990-1994, Naval Air Reserve Force, disestablished. 37 VX-4 1982-1994, merged with VX-5 in 1994 to form VX-9. 38 VX-5 1983-1994, merged with VX-4 in 1994 to form VX-9. 39 VX-9 1994-2020, Legacy Hornets phased out in 2020, currently operate F/A-18E/F and E/A-18G aircraft. 40 VX-23. 41 VX-31. 42 Naval Strike and Air Warfare Center / Naval Aviation Warfighting Development Center. Aircraft on display, edit. YF-18O. 160,775 U.S. Naval Museum of Armament and Technology, North China Lake, California. This is the first F/A-18 built in 1978. Aircraft was recently restored in the same livery after being built. Aircraft was moved off base for better public viewing. 160,780 Virginia Air and Space Center, Hampton, Virginia. F/A-18O. 161,353 Patuxent River Naval Air Museum, NAS Patuxent River, Lexington Park, Maryland. 161,366 Naval Air Station Lemoore, California, Main Gate. 161,367 Naval Air Systems Command Headquarters Building, NAS Patuxent River, Lexington Park, Maryland. 161,712 Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base Fort Worth, Texas, in VMFA 112 markings. 161,725 California Science Center Museum, Los Angeles, California. 161,726 in Blue Angels markings, Main Gate, NAS JRB New Orleans, Louisiana. 161,749 Flying Leatherneck Aviation Museum, Marama, California. 161,941 in Blue Angels #1 markings, Main Gate, NAS Jacksonville Heritage Park, Jacksonville, Florida. 161,942 in Blue Angels #1 markings, USS Lexington Museum, Corpus Christi, Texas. On loan from the National Naval Aviation Museum at NAS Pensacola, Florida. 161,957 Naval Air Warfare Center Training Systems Division, NORTST, Naval Support Activity Orlando, Florida. This aircraft was relocated from NAS Atlanta, Georgia, following that installation's BRAC-directed closure. 161,961 Naval Air Station Pensacola, Florida, Main Gate in Blue Angels #1 markings. 161,982 Navy Inventory Control Point Philadelphia, NAVINC-P, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 161,983 in Blue Angels #5 markings, Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, Annapolis, Maryland. 162,430 Palm Springs Air Museum, Palm Springs, California. 162,435 Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. 162,437 Texas Air Museum, Slaton, Texas in VMFA 531 markings. 162,448 Naval Air Facility El Centro, California, Main Gate. 162,454 NAS Oceana Air Park, Naval Air Station Oceana, Virginia. 162,826 in Blue Angels #3 markings, Fort Worth Aviation Museum, Fort Worth, Texas. 162,901 USS Midway, CV-41, San Diego Aircraft Carrier Museum, San Diego, California. 163,093 in Blue Angels #6 markings, Pima Air and Space Museum, Tucson, Arizona. 163,119 Defense Supply Center Richmond, Virginia. 163,152 Flying Leatherneck Aviation Museum, Marama, California. 163,157 Marcus Beaufort, South Carolina. 1 Unknown The Hangar, Lancaster Jethawks Stadium, Lancaster, California. Painted as NASA number 842. 162,436 on display at the Wings of Freedom Aviation Museum, Horsham, Pennsylvania. 161,521 in Blue Angels #3 markings. Third Hornet received by Blue Angels, 1987. Under restoration and display at Moft Historical Museum, Moft Federal Airfield, California. For 162,411 in Blue Angel #5 markings with the names Lieutenant CMDR Dick Oliver and Lieutenant CMDR Stuart Powery. Oliver died when flying a F-11 in 1966 for the Blues, and Powery died in an A-4 Skyhawk. Located at then Hickory Aviation Museum, Hickory, North Carolina. 5A21-023 in Warramie livery at Fighter World, Williamtown, New South Wales. F/A-18B. 161,746 in Blue Angels #7 markings at St. Louis Science Center, St. Louis, Missouri. 161,943 in Blue Angels #7 markings at Yanks Air Museum, Chino, California. F/A-18C. 163,106 in Blue Angels #2 markings, Museum of Flight, Seattle, Washington. 163,437 in front of headquarters, Naval Air Force Atlantic, Naval Station Norfolk, Norfolk, Virginia. 163,439 in Blue Angels #1 markings at the Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Center in Chantilly, Virginia. 163,485 in Blue Angels #4 markings at Yankee Air Museum, Belleville, Michigan. 163,498 Lee Victory Recreation Park, Smyrna, Tennessee. 163,766 in Blue Angels #1 markings at Naval Air Station Corpus Christi, Corpus Christi, Texas. 163,768 in Blue Angels #4 markings at Pearl Harbor Aviation Museum, Ford Island, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. F/A-18D. 163,486 Marcus Beaufort, East Side, Beaufort, South Carolina. Painted as VMFA, AW, 533 Cobird, Aircraft 01 at the Officers Club. Notable accidents, edit. For accidents involving the F/A-18E/F Super Hornet, see Boeing F/A-18E/F Super Hornet notable accidents. 1 on the 8th of December, 2008, a U.S. Marine Corps F/A-18D crashed in a populated area of San Diego, California while on approach to Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, killing 4 people on the ground. The pilot ejected safely. There was no weapons systems officer, WSO, on board the aircraft. 2 on the 6th of April, 2012, a U.S. F/A-18D from VFA 106 crashed into apartment buildings in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Both crew members ejected. 7 people were injured including the 2 pilots, who were taken to the hospital. All survived. The crew performed a last-second fuel dump, and thus may have prevented a large explosion and fire after the crash. 3 on the 2nd of June, 2016, U.S. Marine Corps Captain Jeff Cuss fatally crashed due to weather and fatigue, during a training exercise to prepare for the Great Tennessee Air Show. Captain Cuss's jet, Blue Angels No. 6, crashed about 2 miles from the runway after an attempted split-S maneuver. 4 on the 24th of August, 2023, a U.S. Marine Corps F/A-18D crashed after taking off from Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. The sole pilot on board died after ejecting from the aircraft. Specifications, F/A-18C/D, edit. Data from U.S. Navy fact file, F/A18A/B/C/D Frawley directory, Great Book. General characteristics. 1 Crew, 1, C/2, D, Pilot and Weapons Systems Officer. 2 Length, 56 feet 1 in, 17.1 m. 3 Wingspan, 40 feet 4 in, 12.3 m, with AIM-9 sidewinders on wingtip allow 7 launches. 4 Width, 27 feet 7 in, 8.4 m, wing folded. 5 Height, 15 feet 5 in, 4.7 m. 6 Wing area, 410 square feet, 38 m. 7 Aspect ratio, 4. 8 Airfoil, root NACA 65005 mod. Tip NACA 65003.5 mod. 9 Empty weight, 23,000 pound, 10,433 kilograms. 10 Gross weight, 36,970 pound, 16,769 kilograms. 11 Max takeoff weight, 51,900 pound, 23,541 kilograms. 12 Fuel capacity, 10,860 pounds, 4,930 kilograms, internally. 13 Power plant, 2 General Electric F404 GE402 afterburning turbofan engines, 11,000 lbf, 49 kN, thrust each dry, 17,750 lbf, 79.0 kN, with afterburner. Performance. 1 Maximum speed, 1034 kN, 1190 miles per hour, 1915 kilometers per hour, at 40,000 feet, 12,000 m. 2 Maximum speed, Mach 1.8. 1 Mach 1.06, 700 kN, 806 miles per hour, 1296 kilometers per hour, at sea level. 3 Cruise speed, 480 kN, 550 miles per hour, 890 kilometers per hour. 4 Range, 1089 mi, 1253 mi, 2017 kilometers, clean with 2 AIM-9s. 5 Combat range, 400 mi, 460 mi, 740 kilometers, air-to-air mission. 6 Ferry range, 1800 mi, 2100 mi, 3,300 kilometers, with 3 external tanks. 7 Service ceiling, 50,000 feet, 15,000 m. 8 Rate of climb, 50,000 foot /min, 250 m /s. 9 Wing loading, 93 pound /square feet, 450 kilogram /m. 10 Thrust /weight, 0.96, 1.13 with loaded weight at 50% internal fuel. Armament. 1 Guns, 120 mm, 0.787 in, M61 a 1 Vulcan nose-mounted 6-barrel rotary cannon, 578 rounds. 2 Hard points, 9 total, 2 wingtips missile launch rail, 4 under wing, and 3 under fuselage with a capacity of 13,700 pound, 6,200 kilograms, external fuel and ordnance, with provisions to carry combinations of 1 Rockets, 2.75 in, 70 mm, Hydra 70 rockets, 5 in, 127.0 mm, Zuni rockets, 2 missiles, 1 air-to-air missiles, 2 AIM-9 sidewinder on wingtips and 8 AIM-9 sidewinder, with double racks, or 4 AIM-132 SRAM or 4 IRIS-T, F-18 A/B, or 8 AIM-120 AMRAM, with double racks, and 2 AIM-7 Sparrow or 2 AIM-120 AMRAM. 2 air-to-surface missiles. 4 AGM-65 Maverick. AGM-84H/K Standoff Land Attack Missile Expanded Response, SLAMR. AGM-88 HARM Anti-Radiation Missile, ARM. 4 AGM-1